I love food. That's the first thing I have to admit, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know that a lot of people who eat a lot do not want to admit that they love food, they love eating. But I love food. And when I think back of my life, all of my life has been surrounded by food. Food traveling, food photography, food talking, food shows. Even I include a lot of food in my project when I'm doing project for Toastmasters. So food is a part of my life. Imagine that one day you go into the supermarket, you feel that you feel so overwhelmed with all the information that you get from even the supermarket, right from the labeling, you can see that. All the information, even famous celebrities running through the water for Lavi, and all the claims and all the information. So you feel that you are bombarded by all the information from the marketers, from the shoppers, from the persons who goes shopping with you. They're all trying to give you some more information. But amongst all those things, what is the key important that you want that you need to see? Usually, the food producers communicate with you through the food labeling. And even with that, the food producers can make you feel a little bit too overwhelming because they put so many information on it. Because they do not have an opportunity to be next to you to tell you that this is a very great product. You have to eat it. You have to drink it. It will bring you more nutrients. It will make you feel better, more beautiful. They have to put all the necessary information on the label so that they can communicate with you. Among those information, what is the key thing that you need to do? You need to know. So, fellow Toastmaster and guests, today I probably will bring you a dummy's guide to the food labeling and point out the 3 key information that you need to find on the food labels that will help you get through all the jungles of unnecessary information. The 3 information will be the expiry date, which is quite important. So that will be use by date or best before. The second piece of information is the list of ingredients, which is also quite important. And the last piece of information is that any allergens, any trace of something that you might find in the product, the tiny little dot, tiny little line under the list of ingredients that you might find, which is also very important. So the first thing, expiry date. All the food by law need to have a stamp of expiry date on the labeling. And if you have a chance to see your Lavi, you will see on the neck of the bottles there will be a letter MSG. So that stands for ngày sử dụng. But in English, that's expiry date. If you travel to other countries like the North America, Europe, or Australia, the expiry date is defined more clearly into 2 different dates. One is use by date, and the one is best before date. The use by date is a thing that you need to pay most attention to, because if you go over that use by date, the food is unsafe for consumption. So that might cause you sickness or food poisoning, and even cause death. And that kind of use by date can find on like pasteurized milk, which is very sensitive to spoilage. The second expiry date that you might want to know is the best before date. Best before date is just an indication that if you go over that date, the food doesn't taste good anymore, but it's still safe for human consumption. So, and that for that one, maybe you will find that best before date will happen on a couple of other milk products, because over that, the quality of the milk will change. You will see that the milk change to yellow color, but perfectly it's still very safe for human consumption. And in some cases, not to offend anyone, but a lot of multinational companies actually export the products that have or near to the best before date to some other countries to increase the volume sale. So pay attention to that, especially to the third world countries. So best before date, use by date, all in the definition of expiry date. The second piece of important information that you need to pay attention to is the list of ingredients. In the list of ingredients, that quite interesting. Also, by law, they will require to put from the most to the least in terms of quantity. So if you see in the list of ingredients, what comes first will constitute the most or contribute the most of the weight to the whole product. So if you have a chance to go back and buy C2 bottles and you look into the labels, water will come first. So basically, the C2 producer only sell water to you with a lot of flavors, colorings, but basically it's just water. Because water comes first and might constitute about 95 to 99% of your production. So pay attention to the ingredients, because you also might find other things that you need to, like some of the proteins, some of the vitamins, if you are really health conscious. And speaking about health conscious, the third piece of information that you need to pay attention to, especially if you know that you are allergic to any conditions like milk, peanut, dairy products, there's the very tiny line usually put below the list of ingredients. These products might contain traces of something, or something. So might contain traces of nut, egg, dairy, milk. Food allergens is quite severe and might cause a lot of reaction to the human body and might cause people to die. And some of the common food allergens are like I have already shown you: milk, dairy products, egg, nut. And by law, the food producers have to declare that on the labels to let the consumer make informed decisions. So in general, in order to break the myth of food labeling, you need to pay attention to three pieces of information: expiry date, the list of ingredients, and the allergens might contain traces of something. And hope that you will find it useful. Back to you, the Toastmaster.